welcome to my channel World of AWS. I hope you all are doing good. So we are continuing with Terraform tutorial, and in this video we are going to discuss about choosing the right Terraform module. Okay, so there are a lot of module available in Terraform registry. Okay, so which should you use for your use case, for your organization? Okay, so if you go in the Terraform registry and if you search for EC2, okay, there are a lot of module you will get. Okay, but which module you should choose, actually which module you should consider for your use case, and which module is best for to use in your organization. Okay, so Terraform registry can contain multiple modules for a specific infrastructure resources maintained by different users. Okay, so in Terraform registry you can also create your module and you can also publish your module. Okay, so let's go and see the point that we need to consider whenever we are going to use any module from Terraform registry. Okay, the first point is check total downloads. Okay, module downloads can provide yearly indication about the level of acceptance by the user in the Terraform community. Okay, so let's go and search for the module. Okay, so let's go and search for Terraform registry. Let's open this and go to the browse modules and search for EC2. Okay, and we want search for EC2. Let's select the provider here. Okay, and let's search EC2 here. So I don't know why it's not working actually. Okay, so let's browse from here. Okay, Terraform EC2 module. Let's go to this. So if you see here, this module Terraform EC2 instance module. Okay, so here we have the downloads over all the time. Okay, 23 million download this year, 4.1 million download this month. Okay, so we have this much download in a month. In a week we can see this much download we have for this module. Okay, so according to the download you can also go there are a lot of organization and the individual users that are using this module, and if you open this source code repository, okay, so you will get more insight about this module. Okay, if you see here, the fork is 1.9k and total 782 people have been given the star rating to this module, and you can also have better document that how we can use this module. Okay, so this is the first point that we can consider whenever we are calling and using any module, okay, to create the infrastructure. The second point is check GitHub page of module. Okay, GitHub page can provide important information related to the contributor, reported issue and other data. Okay, so let's go to the GitHub page and let's click on the issues. So as you can see, the closed issues number is 209. Okay, and the open issues is 4. Means contributor, whoever managing this module, they are active and they are actively closing the issue regarding this module. So they are active, so we can consider this module for our use case. Okay, so go back to the code. Okay, and we also have to look for the documentation. If we have proper documentation like how we can use this module, what are the input parameters that we need to provide in order to use this module, we can get all the detail here. Okay, and if we go here, we can also see the fork, we can also see the star, and we can also see the contributors. As you can see here that contributors are 44, right? So these are the contributors, and the contributors are actively resolving the issues that is available in this module. Okay, so we can consider this module for our use case. Let's go and discuss and see the another point that we need to consider, right? Avoid modules written by individual participant. Okay, avoid modules that are maintained by a single contributor, as regular update issues and other area might not always be maintained. Okay, so suppose if there are individual contributor, like only one contributor is there and they are developing this kind of module and they are not releasing the version of this module in frequent way, then you have to avoid using that module. As you can see here, we have released 35, right? If you click on this and open this release, okay, you can see the release version here. Version 5.8.0 is the latest one, right? So according to the version and the frequent release, you can also consider which module is good for your use case or your organization. Okay, so let's go back and discuss the another point. Analyze module documentation. Good documentation should include an overview, uses instruction, input and output variable and examples. So we have just discussed that as well. Okay, so if we go here, so good module have always the proper documentation, and they have also mentioned what parameter you need to pass in order to use this module. Okay, and what are the all things that are required, that are mandatory to modify before using this module. You can get clear idea while reading this readme file document of this module. Okay, so then you can consider this module according to your use case and your organization. Okay, so let's go back. Check version history of the module, right? So you can also check the version history of the module, right? So you can see the version history 5.8.0 is the latest version, 5.7 is the another version, and they have a lot of version here, right? You can see it here, right? They have given 35 releases here, as we can see it. Okay, we can see the releases here. We can see the releases here. Here we can see the releases is equal to 35, right? So we can also consider this module for our use case according to the releases, according to the documentation. Okay, so let's go back and see other points as well. Okay, so analyze the code, inspect the module source code on the GitHub or another platform. Clean, well structured code is good sign. Okay, so if you go here and if you open the main.tf, okay, as you can see here, the code looks pretty well, right? The code looks pretty well, as you can see it here. So they have used the dynamic block, they have used the a lot of function, variable, they are using data block as well, they are using a lot of function here. Okay, and they are also using locals. So we can consider this module for our use cases. Okay, so let's go back to the document here And let's check the another point. Check the community feedback. The number of star and fork on the GitHub can indicate popularity and community interest. Okay, so if we go here, okay, and if we go to the code, back to the code, okay, so we can see here the fork and the star. Okay, it means like this much people are, they have cloned this repo, forked this repo, okay, and this much people have given the star rating to this module. Okay, so you can also contribute to, you can also give a star rating if you like this module. Okay, so that people can understand that this module is good and we can use this module for our organization and for our use cases. Okay, so let's go back to the another point. So module maintained by HashiCorp partner, search for module that are maintained by the HashiCorp partners. So if you go to the browse module here, okay, so we can see one option, that is partner. If you check mark this, you can get like if you open this module, okay, and you will see the partner here, partner icon here. This module uses a provider from an official HashiCorp partner. Okay, so if you are able to see this kind of icon, that is partner, okay, means you can consider this module for your use case, for your organization. Okay, so this is all about how we can like consider the module, how we can refer any module for our use cases. Okay, so some important point to note whenever we are choosing any right module. So avoid directly trying and random Terraform module that is not actively maintained and looks shady primarily by the sole individual contributors. Okay, an attacker can include miscellaneous code in a module that send information about your environment to the attacker. Okay, so there are some another point, which module do organization use? In most of the scenario, organization maintain their own set of modules. They might initially fork a module from the Terraform registry and modify it based on their use cases. Okay, so instead of writing Terraform configuration from scratch, they can or you can directly fork any repository. Okay, and you can customize that module according to your use case, and you can publish that module and you can use that module according to your requirement. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you found this video informative and helpful. If you have any query, any confusion regarding this video, then do let me know in the comment section, and do not forget to subscribe my channel. And if you are new to my channel, then do check out my other playlist as well. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.